welcome back to the channel. Last week, of course, we did a video of the S15, lowered it. This week, I'll show you what we're doing. We got the old drive shack. Well, I want to say it's old, but this is one that I dug out of the shed. Then, of course, we're cleaning up these rallies. Gonna be getting those primed and painted, of course. Yeah, those are the rallies, and of course, yeah, we got that three-wheel motion. But yeah, what we're doing now is I went ahead and checked these. They seem real good. They're a Wesson brand, greasable on both ends, which is definitely a good thing. They seem real tight. I mean, we'll have to drive the car a little bit probably to see how tight it really is, but what we're doing at the moment is just cleaning up the caps, getting those all cleaned up. We'll get all that buildup off. And then we're going to stick a little bit of grease in them before we stick them on. And Pop's dug these out for me here. The little U-joint keepers. So we'll get those wire wheeled, cleaned up. And then, yeah, instead of painting the drive shaft, I think we're just going to install it. So, yeah, that's what's going on. Okay. So what we did here was just clean up the caps a little bit, put enough grease in them to where the needles won't fall out. Just stick them in there. You can see where they were taped before. Of course, these are a greasable U-joint. Probably go ahead and grease the front one before we put it in the car, just because we can make it easier on ourselves. Probably just, yeah. And then once that back one's in, we will shoot some grease into that. But that, at least it won't be dry, and that grease will help keep those caps on when I'm fighting it underneath the vehicle. So that is where we're at with that. So, all right, let's get her flipped around and see if we can't get the grease gun going. Alright, we're going to hit it with the old Plumatic. Oh yeah, Central Plumatic grease gun. We do a lot of our own maintenance on our cars and stuff, so having Plumatic definitely saves the old wrists. Makes things a lot easier on us. And she's already shooting out. Sweet. And we'll shoot a little bit in that. Ooh, yeah, she shot out good. Dang. Hopefully that isn't a bad sign. That rubber on that universal joint. Hopefully it's not actually blown out and it was just full. Because yeah. I'm thinking it was just full. It seems to be very, very tight, so. Oh yeah. No wiggle, even a little, so. Of course, you'll find out more once we get it in the car, of course. Grab another rag. Alright, let's wire up some U-bolts for the rear and stick her in. All right, let's get this bad boy in. Well, I don't know how much that actually got, but we got these little bad boys. And what we'll end up doing with these Whew. Not much thread engagement. Let's see how easy this one goes on. Oh, come on. There we go. That one definitely has plenty of thread engagement. Why doesn't this one? I don't think she's in all the way. See if we can tap her with a wrench. Perfectly perfect. Whee! Yeah, but we're gonna stick a little anti-seize on here. That is Permatex brand anti-seize. If they want to sponsor me, I mean, we'll start talking about the right stuff and how I put it on everything. And of course, my dad's convinced me quite a few times over the years to use anti-seize. Did I put a lock washer on there? I did. Yes, I definitely am an anti-seize user. I love it. Especially when you work on cars a lot and oh, of course I'm upside down. So of course I'm going to start going righty-loosey and lefty-tighty versus righty-tighty and lefty-loosey. Get them snugged a little bit. Flip her around and start getting these tight. Oh, well. Helps to put the lock washer and nut on them before you try and put your wrench on there. It's already been a long day for me. Yeah, this is supposed to be my downtime. And that's just what we're gonna go with. Now I was gonna paint the drive shaft, but you guys can see how flaky my paint got on the rear end because I was doing a quickie and wasn't sure if I was going to pull the rear end or not. But the fluid looked good in it. It seems to spin pretty good. So for now, we're gonna run that. I also acquired some 2-inch drops leaves for the back that I don't think I'm gonna put on. Anybody who's ever tried to change a tire on a 55 Chevy knows that there is not much clearance. You already have to jack the car up by the frame itself in order to get the rear tires off. You got to let them dangle with that rear end drop while the body and frame are supported, so you can drop it down low enough to get the wheels on and off. And a lot of guys will do things that I don't condone, like radiusing wheel wells. I mean, if it's a race car, sure, go for it, but your daily driver, you're gonna radius or your perfect quarter panels, like, to each their own. But I just like the way the car looked from the factory with the wheel wells, so I will just keep what I got. And yeah, we'll go from there. We'll see if after the front settles, if the whole car needs to drop, like the back end needs to drop to match the front, because I'd like kind of an even keel versus like the hot rod rake or the gasser with the front end up, you know. So I guess it's all personal preference. I kind of like them all, but this particular car, I am just gonna go with as original as I can on things. Let's see if this thing will pop into park. I've got no park. Oh, there we go. And she's in park. No more speeny. That's nice. Now I can get these a little bit more elbow grease on these now that I got it in park. I just wanted to say thanks everyone who actually watches my videos. I know the last video I got, I think, got a whole 20 views. But that's awesome. You know, at least somebody's viewing it. And then of course I did the TikTok thing, and I got that downloaded. Probably shoot a quick little snippet on it. I haven't posted on that for a while. Yeah, just for the simple fact that yeah, I actually get probably more views on there than I do YouTube, just with all the different vehicles that we got. Alright, we're gonna call that good enough. Alright, drive shaft is in. My light die? Right, let's turn that light off so we're not blinding ourselves. But yeah, rear end paint kind of freaked out, but I also painted it when the metal was really cold, which is a big no-no. But I'll eventually clear it all back off, and then we'll do the drive shaft. And then of course you can see back the trunk floor needs wire brushed and painted to match a nice looking floor. Oh yeah. All right, let's get out from underneath here and yeah, move on. Next picture, please. All right, got the drive shaft in. next step on the transmission, I've got a few different tranny lines that I've dug out. Don't think they're going to be correct. They've got, could probably climb under there and show you, but they've got a fitting that goes on the back of the transmission here. Climb under there. Yeah, it's got those two fittings, so it looks like it's going to loop and then go back up towards the front for our transmission cooler lines. I'm probably going to run a transmission cooler versus a in the radiator, how it has a built-in transmission cooler. I'm going to go ahead and bypass that on this and probably run an external transmission cooler. One, it'll be, I'm guessing, more efficient, and two, I don't have to worry about if that tank pops internally about a big milkshake in my transmission. So that is what's going on with the transmission lines. And then after we get those done, I don't think we'll be able to get those done, so I think what we're gonna hop on to next is we'll get our rallies masked, and of course we've got these caps we're gonna run, and then I have got some beauty rings. I don't know, let's see, on the shelf up there in the box. 15-inch beauty rings. They match the caps pretty good, and they will make these rallies look sharp. And I gotta prime them, and then of course they will go that same gypsy red as the car, of course. But that'll be the next step. Don't know if it'll be in this video or the next one. We'll see, because it's about it for me. I've got to wrap it up, go grab dinner for the family, and then we will see where we're at. We might finish the video up, or we'll get some footage of me getting these things primed and maybe painted.